welcome to EC Electronics. In this video, we are going to see the selection process or the exam pattern of ISRO Technical Assistant Examination, which is going to happen very soon. So I've been receiving a lot of requests to do the video on examination pattern or the selection process and mainly about the skill test of ISRO Technical Assistant, because many of the people are not aware of how the selection process is going to happen, what is skill test. So they are really confused about the skill test and everything. So in this video, we'll try to see what are the skill tests and what is the selection process. Before going into the selection process and all, let me just tell you the basic details about the ISRO Technical Assistant Examination. So the ISRO Technical Assistant Examination is for the HSFC location of ISRO, which is in Bangalore. So the selection process entirely will be happening in the Bangalore location, and this is for the diploma people. That is, if you are taking the case of electronics people, that is, you should have a diploma in electronics engineering, that is 3 years diploma with a first class. Okay, so that is the qualification you should have, and the age limit is for general category it is 30, and for reserved categories it is up to 40 years. And mainly if you focus on the pay scale, it is a very decent or a high package. It is 44,900 plus DA is a package they are offering. So all these things you should be knowing if you have applied for the technical assistant post. And also if you are not applied for the technical assistant post, I would request you to kindly ignore this video, because this is about the selection process of the technical assistant examination, and the examination is going to happen very soon. Okay, so let us see nextly what is the selection process and what are the steps of selection of the technical assistant Nextly, let us see what is the selection process of ISRO Technical Assistant Examination. The selection process consists of two steps. First one is the written test and the second one is the skill test. So what is a written test? What is a skill test? The written test is a OMR based examination, whereas a skill test is a practical examination. So let us see first about the written test. Okay, so I'm going to say some details about the written test based on the question papers which have been collected from the last 2015. So from 2015 questions, if you see, the written test is mainly focusing on your subject. So there are questions from aptitude, reasoning and also English, but mainly 90% or above is from your subject questions only. So if you're somebody who is preparing for the technical assistant examination, you should mainly focus on the subject questions. That is my request. Okay, so the next one is the skill test. Skill test is like a practical examination which is going to happen in your college, or which has happened in your college. If you see in your college, you will be giving the theory exam. Later on, you will be doing the practical of the theory, right? So likewise, the skill test, they'll make you do some practical experiments, and they'll be selecting you based on this practical experiments. Okay, so how the selection process in skill test is going to happen, we'll be seeing in detail later. So first, let us see the details about the written test which has happened from the 2015. So before going into the skill test details, let us try to analyze the exam pattern for the written test which was conducted from the last 2015. Okay, so if you see the 2015 question paper of ISRO Technical Assistant for Trivandrum, you can see that it consists of 60 questions. Mainly questions will be from the subject area, and the time allotted was 1.5 hours of time, and there was no negative marking. And for 2016, if you see, the question papers consist of 60 questions and 1.5 hour was the time allotted. There was negative marking, and negative marking was 1 for each wrong answer, and for each correct answer you will be getting 3 marks. So this was for the Bangalore location of technical assistant. Now for 2017, there were again 80 questions, 2 hours was the time allotted. Then for each correct answer you will be getting 4 marks, and for each wrong answer you will be getting 1 negative mark. That is, 1 mark will be deducted. So this was also for the Trivandrum location. Now for 2018, I have included the detail for Trivandrum and Bangalore location. For the Bangalore location, 60 questions was there in the question paper, 1.5 hour timing, and 3 marks was given for the correct answer, and 1 mark will be deducted for each wrong answer. And if you see the question paper of Trivandrum, it consists of 80 questions, 4 marks for each correct answer, and 1 mark for or wrong answers. And for the 2009, which is the very latest, it consists of 80 questions, 2 hours was the timing, 4 mark was given to correct answers and 1 mark is deducted for wrong answer. So this was for the Trivandrum location. So if you see all the Bengaluru location papers, question papers, mainly the question papers consist of 60 question and 3 mark for correct answer and 1 mark for wrong answer. So this is actually a statistics from the or an analysis from the 2015 question papers which I have collected. Okay, so mainly if you see, question papers can consist of either 60 or 80 questions maximum. Beyond that, I have not seen any question papers, and the maximum mark allotted for each question can be up to 4 or 3 based on the location. It can vary, and anyway the negative marking will be 1 mark. So if you're preparing for this examination, you just have to keep these things in mind. So this is the written test analytics from the 2015 technical assistant examination. So if you're preparing for the examination post, you should know these things. Okay, so the written test is actually the first step. So if you are qualifying the written test, the qualification is actually decided by the cutoff marks they are going to select. Now this cutoff mark will depend on the number of applicants and also the number of posts available. Now if you see the this exam which is going to happen, that is 2020 exam, there are 12 posts. So they'll be actually keeping a ratio like 1:10 or 1:20. That is, if there is a 1 post, they'll be calling 10 people or 20 people. Likewise, they'll be called. So the cutoff mark will be selected likewise. Okay, so the cutoff mark and everything will be only known after the examination. So we'll be doing a separate video on that after the examination is happening. Okay, anyway, this is the details about the written test. So let me just tell you once again that if you're preparing for the written test, it is an OMR based examination and mainly the questions will be coming from the subject area. Okay, so let's see what is a skill test, which is a very famous question coming from many people, that many of the people are not aware of what is actually skill test. So let us try to figure it out first. Okay. So next we are going to talk about the skill test, which is going to happen after your written test. So if you have qualified for the written test, that is if you are selected after the written test, you will be called for the skill test. Now this skill test is actually something like a practical examination. So as I said earlier, this there will be in your college also there will be a practical examination after the written test, right? So likewise, this skill test is for analyzing or examining your practical knowledge. That is how much you are capable to produce something productive in the laboratory or lab. Okay, so this skill test will be actually in and out selection. That is, if you have passed the written test, and then you will be selecting for the skill test, and where there will be some cutoff mark or there will be some benchmark or a pass mark. If you are passing that pass mark, you are in, otherwise you are out. So it is like, so in the ISRO site, if you see, it is a go or no go basis examination. So it is given like a go or a no go. That is, if you are passing this, then you are in, otherwise you are out. That is a no go means. So don't get confused with go or no go. It is like if you are passing, then you are in, otherwise you are out. So it is like a selection process. Like that, the selection is happening in skill test. Now, what is the marking? What is the percentage you should get? It is a 100 mark examination and the percentage you should get is a 60%. That is, you should get a 60 marks out of 100 to pass it. Now, whether this is calculated or taken for a final selection, no. If you are passing this, you will be selected to the final selection, and in the final selection, they will be selecting the candidates based on the mark from the written test, which has happened in the first process. That is in the first step. So the first step is a written test where your marks will be collected, and if you are passing this skill test, then the final selection is actually going to happen from the marks of your written test or the OMR examination. Okay, so that is happening in a skill test. As I said, it is just a go or no go examination, just to analyze your practical skill. I have conducted a lot of research work regarding this skill test, and from some experiences shared by some persons who have given this skill test, I could understood that I could figure out that this is just a practical examination, as I said earlier. So this skill test, like in our college also, they will be keeping some question papers in stack, right? So we have to pick the question papers without seeing the question. randomly we'll be picking. So likewise you will be set to pick the question papers from the stack, and these question papers can consist of certain question and followed by a viva. Okay, so your practical experiments and also viva is allotted mark. So it can come like this, that is for a question paper it can consist of 3 questions with first question with a high difficulty level or a tough question, then second question will be a moderate question, and the third question will be a simple question followed by a viva. And the mark allotted for these 3 questions are 50 mark for this tough question, 20 mark for the medium level question, and for the last question plus viva they are allowing a mark of 30. So this I got from the experience shared by some person in the internet. Okay, so likewise the examination can happen. Anyway, if you are preparing for a skill test, you should be prepared with the viva and also with the practical experiment. So if you're going for a electronics technical assistant examination and if you're preparing for the skill test, you should be prepared with the main labs, that is electronic labs, which you have done in your college. That is the electronic devices, circuits lab and digital electronics lab, which is very important. And also you should be familiar with the soldering and all other things which is necessary for your electronics lab. Okay, so you should focus on the main experiments on the main labs which you have done in your college. Don't worry much about the skill test, it is just to analyze your practical knowledge. So if you have done your college labs thoroughly, if you have some practical knowledge, you will be able to pass this. And also you should be prepared with the viva. It is associated with this skill test. So this viva, they will be analyzing your ability or your practical knowledge in the lab, or it can come from the main core subjects also. So if you are preparing for viva followed by the skill test or associated with the skill test, you should prepare like the core subjects, the basics of the core subjects, and also some laboratory knowledge. Okay, that is all about the written test and also the skill test. Okay, I hope that this video was fulfilling for all the aspirants of technical assistant, because I am receiving a lot of requests for doing a video on exam pattern, syllabus, strategy, skill test and everything. So I've tried to include maximum of information which I've got through my research works. Okay, anyway, if you're somebody who's preparing for the technical assistant examination, please do share this video with all your friends who's preparing. And if you found this video useful for your preparation, please do give it a thumbs up. And also if you want more videos, please do subscribe to the channel. And also I've included the syllabus of technical assistant exam preparation, which is also a highly requested one. And let me tell you that we are doing videos on ISRO technical assistant, scientist, gate preparation, and also IBPS exam preparation. So if you're interested in watching any of the videos, please do subscribe to the channel. And if you are interested in watching the core subject videos also, please do watch the playlist. We have created separate playlists for each of the core subjects like DSP, network, digital electronics, etc. Okay, so thanks for watching and keep on watching.